Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to everyone. Today we will continue reading from the book The Hare Krishna Challenge by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrila Prabhupāda. Today we are reading chapter number 10, You Are Not the Supreme. The following conversation between Śrila Prabhupāda and some of his disciples took place in September of 1975 on an early morning walk in Vrindavan, India. Śrila Prabhupāda, both the living entity and Lord Krishna are full of consciousness. The living entity's consciousness is within himself, and Krishna's consciousness pervades everywhere. That's the distinction. The disciple. The Mayavadis or impersonalists say that when we become liberated, we also pervade everywhere. We will merge into Brahman and lose our individual identity. Śrila Prabhupāda. That means you will forget everything. Whatever little consciousness you had will be finished. The disciple. But what we will be forgetting is just illusion anyway. Śrila Prabhupāda. If that is liberation, then let me kill you now. You will forget everything. Liberation. A passerby in Hindi says, "This is liberation." He is singing, "O my Lord Krishna, when will I surrender unto your lotus feet?" That is liberation. Just like a child who is fully surrendered to his parents, he is liberated. He has no anxiety. He is confident. "Oh, my parents are here. Whatever they do is all right for me, and no one can harm me." The disciple. The impersonalists say that liberation is getting rid of all misery. Śrila Prabhupada. Yes, if you are full of anxieties, where is your liberation? Disciple. They say this can be accomplished if we become one with the Supreme. Śrila Prabhupada. Krishna is the Supreme Consciousness. If you lose your consciousness, how do you become one with Him? Disciple. Well, it's not exactly that we lose our consciousness, but that we merge into the Supreme Consciousness. Śrila Prabhupada. Oh, that means you want to become God? But why are you different from God now? Disciple. It's my Leela, pastime. Śrila Prabhupada. But if it's your Leela, then why are you undergoing so much austerity to gain liberation? Disciple. The point is that the Supreme Consciousness is unembodied, but we are embodied right now. So when we attain Supreme Consciousness, we will also become unembodied. Śrila Prabhupada. But how have you become embodied if you are the Supreme? What made you embodied? You don't like to be embodied. The body is bringing so much suffering. So you want liberation. But whoever made you embodied, he is the Supreme. You are not the Supreme. Disciple. I put myself in illusion so that I can enjoy becoming liberated. Śrila Prabhupada. Why would any sane man put himself in a position of being repeatedly kicked by the material nature in form of birth, old age, disease and death? What is the enjoyment? Disciple. Without pain, how can you experience pleasure? Śrila Prabhupada. Then let me kick you and you can enjoy pleasure when I stop. Disciple. The idea is that after we experience the suffering of this world, liberation will be very sweet. Śrila Prabhupada. But why is there suffering? If you are supreme, why is there any suffering for you? What is this nonsense, suffering is my Leela? Disciple. It's suffering only for those who don't understand that they are supreme. They are the ones who suffer, but I don't. Śrila Prabhupada. Then you are just like the hogs and dogs. They do not understand that this is suffering, but we can understand. Therefore, the Mayavadis are mudhas or fools and rascals who don't know what suffering is or what enjoyment is. In Bhagavad Gita 7.25, Krishna says, Mudho yam nabhijanati lokomam ajam avyayam, which means the fools and rascals don't know that I am the Supreme. Therefore, after many lifetimes of suffering and talking all kinds of nonsense, one who has real knowledge surrenders to Krishna. When one comes to this awareness, I have simply suffered and I have tried to delude myself by jugglery of words, then he surrenders to Krishna. Disciple. So the Mayavadi philosophy is actually the supreme illusion? Śrila Prabhupada. Yes. Mayavadi Bhashya Sunile Haya Sarvanasha, which means one who follows the Mayavadi philosophy is finished. He is doomed. He will become absorbed in that false philosophy and never be able to accept real philosophy. Mayavadis are offenders, therefore they shall remain perpetually in ignorance and think themselves God. They only preach. Why are you thinking that you're sinful? You're God. The disciple. The Christians have a concept of sin. When the Mayavadis went to America, they told the Christians, forget this idea of sin. Whatever you do, it is all right because you are God. Śrila Prabhupāda. The Christian priests did not like the Mayavadi philosophy. The Mayavadis are atheists more than the Buddhists. The Buddhists do not accept Vedic authority. Therefore, they are considered atheists. But the Mayavadi rascals accept the Vedas and preach atheism, so they are more dangerous than the Buddhists. The Buddhists, although they are supposed to be atheists, worship Lord Buddha. He is an incarnation of Krishna. So one day they will be delivered. But Mayavadis will never be delivered. Krishna assures us in the Bhagavad Gita 18.66, just surrender unto me and I will free you from all dangers. And we accept Krishna, that's all. Our method is very easy. The child is trying to walk, but he is unable and he is falling. The father says, my dear child, catch my hand. Then the child is safe. These Mayavadis go against the verdict of God. God says, the living entities are part and parcel of me, and Mayavadis say, I am God. That is their foolishness. If they were equal to God, why does God say surrender to me? They are not God. They are simply rascals who are claiming to be equal to God because they do not want to surrender to Him. So this knowledge that I must surrender to God comes only after many, many births. Then one gives up this foolish jugglery and attains real liberation in Krishna consciousness. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.